welcome back to me Cama Lounge. It's your girl, Mary
And your boy,
Ellie.
Jose. You already, guys, already know what it is. Obviously, we're gonna address the elephant in the room once again. Abby's not with us today. He's not joining us, but he will be there in the later episodes. All right.
All right, and we always have Jim in the background.
Yes.
He's a little uncomfortable right now, but
Yes.
he's flowing nice with us.
So for now, you guys are stuck with us two. And hopefully you guys stick around, and you still enjoy, because I'm about to dig into Marielli's brains right now. Oh yeah. So Marielli,
Talk to me.
I was thinking about this as a guy. We tend to have friends that are other guys, and sometimes we end up going to like parties, to the bar, and you end up meeting new guys or whatever, and they become your buddies. And some of them, they be like, when you're at the club or whatever, and there's, let's say, a whole bunch of girls, a group of girls or whatever, there's always that one friend. And maybe, I don't know if girls do this too, but there's always that one friend that says that every girl is looking at them.
Oh.
So before I continue and get into, do girls do that? When they say that, that guy was looking at me.
Yeah, como que se hacen ilusiones. Like, I think he likes me, and they start building stuff in their head that's not there.
So what
And as a female, like, I think as a friend, you should kind of like, I don't think it's
tell
that
them, like,
serious.
yo, bro, she wasn't even looking at you.
Or make a move. And if it doesn't work out, then it's all in your head. But yeah, like, how would you address that situation? Like, if your boy is telling you, like, esa mujer, like, she's digging me. She's been looking at me. She's been looking at me.
You got to be honest. You got to be like, you either tell him, bro, she was looking at me too. Or two, you'd be like, bro, I don't think she was looking at you. But it doesn't hurt to try. It doesn't hurt to try. So if you feel like she's looking at you, maybe she likes you, go ahead, try to talk to her. But many times, that's not the case. She probably looked at him once or twice for another reason, not because they were attractive or whatever.
It could be your outfit. It could just be like, you was right next to that individual, and she's checking you out the entire time.
Exactly.
Now, how would you handle if, like, he goes and he tries to, like, like, spit game and speak to her, and she's like, no, like, I'm kind of feeling your friend.
At that point, this is any man's game.
It is. No, it is, because it's a random person in the club. It's not like, yo, like, this guy had a crush on this chick for like forever, and you knew it, and you stepped the bro code. You broke the bro code.
That bro code. Yeah, she was nobody's girl, so
fair game.
It's fair game.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I wouldn't get upset if, like, I thought she was into me, but she's into my friends. I don't give a fuck. Like, who is she? Like, I just thought she was attractive, and fuck it.
But I kind of think that happens more to people, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it happens more to people that are not really, like, out there. And let me, like, explain that a little bit more. Maybe, like, people who don't go out as much, or kind of, like, are always in an environment full of people. So maybe, like, I don't know if I'm explaining myself, like, they're not the type of person to actually, que se ponen tímido y de momento, like, se hacen ilusión en la cabeza.
Or maybe they just get off with, she looked at me, so I know I got it, because she
looked at me.
So I was going to ask you, have you ever, like, looked at a guy, or even, like, what does that mean? Like, are there different glances or different looks when you look at a guy initially the first time? Like, what are your first initial thoughts when you're meeting?
Like, just like a random person, because the first thing that came to mind for some reason is like, you're on the train, that love story that always happens in the train. You see somebody in the train, you, like, find them attractive or whatever, and then you're like, man, this could, like, really be something, or this person could just get off in the next stop and be the complete stranger. I mean, there's a lot. It could just be like a staring, like, just I look and then I turn around and then I feel you looking at me, or there can be that, like,
I mean, at that point, it's obvious if you guys are going back and forth.
Right. But there's also that moment where you're, like, staring each other down, and
if she's smart,
and then you're kind of like, without really saying anything, you kind of know, like, what's going on. Depending how
Like,
how much you're feeling yourself, you can.
are you checking him out? Like, are you looking at his pants to see if he got a nice junk? Are you checking out his
He's
butt?
picking at my
Are
brain, all
you are
right.
you looking at his teeth, his mouth, his eyes? Is he
If it's something
attractive?
like that, como rápido, probably just like a quick glance, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, like
And are the glances? Let's say you're attracted to the guy. Every time you look, are you expecting him to come to you, or it's just like
no.
I
Sometimes,
like looking at him?
um, sometimes I just like looking. Other times I might be bossy enough to just step up to the guy and be like, "Yo, so what's up?" Like I
Okay.
see you looking at me looking at you. Like, what's up?
I appreciate that. Hey, more of you guys, well, more of you women should be like my Ellen.
And guys too, because guys
Yes.
then they hold back. Vamos a decir like that happens, right? And I see you again. Like, let's say I see you like a month later, and you tell me like, and then we start talking like a month later. Like, finally, I was like, yo, let me do the thing and speak to you. And you're like, oh man, like I kind of wanted to talk to you like a month ago. Like, why didn't you? Like, we
Why
just
didn't you
lost.
just do it?
Yeah, not that we lost a month. Like, obviously, we got to the point where we got to, but just do it. What's the worst? Like you learn from it. Like I be telling my little cousins that they be afraid to like speak to like females or whatever the case might be. I'm
Yeah,
like, yo, just do it.
exactly.
The most they can do is say
It's
no.
saying, and
Y
you
ahí tú
move,
aprendes.
and you move on.
Like you know how many people I hit up with like corny ass pickup lines? And it's either you're gonna laugh at it and you're gonna like it, or you're gonna think I'm corny and move on. But
And
you know
block you.
what? Pretty much. But that's me. That's the corny me. That's if you're gonna like me, you're gonna like me like that. If not, then I keep it pushing.
Okay.
And at the moment, it's hard for you to like kind of be like, oh, I'm gonna keep it pushing because you just got turned down. But
And
keep it pushing.
did you ever find yourself in a point where you were the one, like every time a guy looked at you, you were telling your friends, "Oh, he's looking at me. I think he's into me. I think he's into me."
Probably back in the days, maybe, but not that I could think of like recently.
Okay. I mean, sometimes a girl would look at you, but I wouldn't go and tell my boy like, yo, she
No,
looking at me.
no.
Like, most of the time, I keep it to myself. I'm like, damn, she keep looking at me. I talk to myself. I have the conversation with myself. Is she
But
into me? Like I'm not
what
sure.
kind of look
And,
is
and
it?
you play around. You do a few other things, like maybe you buy her a drink or you pull her to dance to see if she's into.
If she's into it.
Yeah, and if she
she's
goes right
not,
away, like okay, then maybe she's in. But she gives you one of those, like all right,
that
like.
full face,
Mm-hmm.
give them that full face.
And which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing, I guess, to some extent, like being turned down like that, yeah, especially in front of your boys.
No, in front of your boys it is.
Yeah,
Pero
because
tú
you want to
disimulas, tú
seem,
vas para el
yeah.
baño, you don't let your boys see it, let them drink and smoke the hookah, and you do your little thing and then
Just do
come
your
back
thing on the
and
side.
nobody
Yeah,
has to
nobody
know
has
nothing.
to. Nobody has to know nothing on your phone. Nobody has to know you will give it up.
Oh, I'm like, what song is that? And then until you say give it up, I got it.
That song
Okay,
go hard.
okay. No,
Okay.
pero it happens. I think I don't know, and we're like, and we always go back to like social media and people being on their phones, but they're like, with that now, a lot of people are like too afraid to like go up to other people and like just have a conversation or just kind of like see what's going on. Cualquier cosa, vamos a decir that I know a friend of yours. Instead of going up to you and be like, hey, what's up? I'll probably go to your friend and be like, yo, let me get his Snapchat and let me do this and let me do that, and then hit you through DM, and through DM we'll have the best conversation of your
mean,
life.
yeah, that friend helps you get the inside scoop, like if they into
También,
you.
también.
I
Pero
used to, you were my wingman. You did that for me a lot of times.
wing woman.
Wing
Pero
woman, wing
o
woman.
te
You're right.
o te entendieron. No, but that also bothers me too. Like, has it ever happened to you where like you're DMing somebody and you guys are having the best conversation of your life, and then let's say it's the moment to like actually hang out one on one or whatever the case might be, it's that vibe is not
It's
there.
not there.
It's not
It's
there
only there through the phone,
through the phone.
electronically.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like they're either shy or it's just like I guess you realize certain things in person
Was
that
it just that first time you guys met, or is every time you guys meet?
A lot of people don't give it that second
You gotta
chance.
give it that second chance.
Noted.
And the third time's always the charm, right?
Or 3 strikes and you're out.
That too.
Either or.
But like I always found that interesting, like when especially meeting like dudes that I never met before, and I meet them for the first time, and they're like, yo, you saw that? You saw that? She was looking at me, and they be mad excited, and at the same time I'd be like, yo, she was looking at me too, or she wasn't even paying attention to you, bro. Like so I always found that funny. If you're one of those dudes, just try to tone it down.
It's not that serious.
But don't give up.
Tampoco. There has to be, like you said, I think that was the best point in the conversation. Just have a conversation with yourself. Like, yo, is it really that?
When in doubt, have a conversation
with yourself.
That always works out.
Yeah. You're your best judge. Mama, si yo te pregunto a ti, and you're gonna tell me you're either gonna be a hater and be like, nah, like she's not into you, or you're gonna be like, oh yeah, she's into you. Go make a fool out of yourself.
That's a whole nother thing. Like when certain dudes, when they get turned down, they start like violating the girl. Like, can you tell me? Like, what is that?
I don't get that.
Have you ever had that happen to you?
I mean, like walking down the street. First of all, that pss, 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 shit. I'm not a dog. Don't pss, pss, pss me. Two, like either like if you don't say thank you or something, like as soon as you walk by, it's a whole problem. Well, you this anyways and that anyways. Like you was not saying that 2 seconds ago, bro.
Like that's how you talk to your mom. Like that's crazy.
It's insane. What do you think? Now this question, I'm sorry. Now that I'm thinking about like walking down the street, like how would you feel? Let's say if you're like walking down the street, like you're chilling in the block, there's a girl walking down the street, and you happen to like try to like talk to her and stuff, and it ends up working out. Like, do you feel like, damn, that's how she gives it up for everybody,
like
or
if she was easy,
yeah, like the same, like, or you just got lucky, like the same thing with the club situation, like. Is she like this when she goes out all the time, or is it just like I got lucky?
That one is tricky. You have to, you
get to know the person.
You get to know her. You go outside and you see how she interacts with other people, with other dudes. If you see she's a little too friendly, then
red flag, my friend. Red flag.
You're not the first, and you're not the
yeah.
But then there's times where you just get lucky. You just find.
Because there's a lot of sayings like like. She kind of is like where you met her. Like if you met her in the club, obviously, like how is that gonna turn out? And I mean, yes, for the most part, but for the most part, like you just got lucky. Like,
do you ever find yourself being easy?
No, like I as a bartender, I have a lot of conversations, and it's part of like my job. Like I'll have a conversation with you, and I'll interact with you, and a lot of guys might feel like, oh, like. Because they don't, I guess, how can I say it? Like, they're not used to like interacting with other people like that. They might get like, se hacen ilusiones también, like, yo, she's having a conversation with me, but that's part of like my job. But you'll be surprised now that you mentioned that, and what we spoke to in the beginning, how much people like, oh, like she's feeling me. No, bro, I'm just like having a conversation. Like, how was your day? Yeah, how was your day? Oh, you like beers? I do too. Cool, we have something in common. Doesn't mean I like you. But easy in the sense, nah, like you gotta kind of work for it. Like I'm not.
Okay. You purposefully play hard to get. Knowing that you like the guy and you're gonna give it to him anyway, but you just play hard to get just for the.
Nah, that happens. Like if I'm upset, like I'm gonna play. Like if I'm upset, I'm like, and I want the same thing. Like let's say we're upset, and I know I want you as bad as like you probably want me, but I'm upset. I'm gonna play a little bit hard to get because it's like you kind of have to learn your lesson.
You have to learn your lesson. You hear this? Oh my God.
Maybe, possibly, but no. Nah, the feeling is mutual and we both want each other. Coño, why all that game? Especially if like we're already something now.
I'm intrigued now. What is that? I have to work for it. What is that?
No, like
I have to learn my. Like,
no, basically, imagine we have an argument, right? And then it's just like the moment you call me, I'ma just. I'm gonna
No,
just
but
jump and then
let's say I learned my lesson from the argument, right? From the argument, I apologized, and we're just trying to move on. Why? What other lesson are you trying to teach me? Because girls like to do that. They like to teach a lot of lessons. For
they
what?
don't like to learn the lesson.
That's funny.
No, just like I don't even know how to explain it. See, when you put me on the spot like that, he's really picking at my brain, by the way. Um, I don't know. It's just
Okay.
guys, like, yo, get your shit together. I know I was kind of like
Go ahead.
in the middle of it, but
The other anti-feminist guy is not here to protect me, so you can
no, it's
attack me
just
right now.
I don't know.
How you feel about cheating?
Ooh.
Would you take a guy back for cheating?
I don't think so, but you can never say never, but no. I think that's really like even like people say, oh, it was a mistake. I was drinking, like a whole bunch of excuses I've heard in the book from like other stories and whatnot. But I think te tiene que pasar mucho por la mente for you to be like, yo, I'm gonna make this decision. Like there's a lot of clothing that gets, that's taken off, or before you do that kissing or everything else, like there was a lot there was a lot of steps before that for you to kind of think about it
Okay.
and realize like
So before we get in detail about cheating scenarios, because I like my scenarios. What is cheating? Only taking your clothes off, kissing, sex?
no, it's also to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, um entertaining somebody else.
Okay.
Entertaining somebody else.
Let's say
And not entertaining like like us, we text or whatever, but it's us as friends or whatever. It's with the intention of possibly going that further step.
okay. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
do you agree, or do you have
I
any
agree.
comments?
That is always that extra stuff.
Yeah, like it could be like friends, we're talking about shit, or maybe like you like me or whatever, but we're just like talking about like whatever. But when I know that intention is there, like even if I know the intention of a guy is there, that he's into me, I'm not gonna entertain that to make you think that I'm also into you.
That's a whole nother thing, right? Girls always like say a guy said, "Oh, you're beautiful." They're on the DMs and they always say thank you and things like they keep the they won't say like, "Oh, come fuck me," or "Let's
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
talking," but they sort of like keep texting back, like even if it's just like, "Oh no, no, thank you, yeah," but they continue the
So what do you
conversation.
think? Should you even say the thank you? Should you even like that post? Or should you just like, all right, I just got a compliment, that's it. Cool.
I feel like no, once in a while, I feel like thank yous, like sometimes it's like automatic,
Right, right, right.
and then after that, it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
what?
completely. Like,
Why
why are
are
you
you?
gonna entertain it? Because you know where that's going after
Exactly.
the thank you.
Or even saying, "Oh, leave me alone, please," and like you keep like, why you keep
Yeah, just ignore. Like
just
at this point and
ignore
at this
them?
point of age, we all know this generation. Like, leave the motherfucker on scene.
And I always found that interesting. Girls like to be
Uh,
entertained.
they like attention. A lot of females do.
Are
A lot.
are you one of those
No,
females?
I'm okay. If I'm getting attention from that one person I'm into, then honestly, I don't need attention from anybody else.
Okay.
Even, and I think I mentioned this before, even when like social media, like I wouldn't even care 2 seconds about social media if it wasn't for our podcast or me trying to like become a content creator with my YouTube channel. Because I got like, in a way, like if I'm with somebody, I have everything I need at home. I don't need that extra, like,
Like for what?
for what? For what?
That is true.
But females, look at, and not only females, guys too, but look at how far people have gotten for attention. It's insane
How far people still go for
for
attention.
attention.
So the whole cheating thing, is that a big deal breaker? Like, is that the ultimate deal breaker, or like you believe in second chances when it comes to that?
Nah, that's a deal breaker for me. I saw that a lot growing up, and since I was little, I was like, yo, like I don't understand it. maybe I can never see myself in that situation. But again, I can never say never because that's when shit starts happening. But for me, it's a deal breaker. It's a big deal. It's like, yo, be honest with me. Be like, I'm not, it's not the same. And I think we should see other people. And I think I'll take that. It's hard. It's harsh. Like, that's the honest truth. But I'll probably respect you a lot more than for you to come and be like, yo, like, yesterday I did this and this and that. Mind you, like yesterday I thought you were just like chilling with your boys or something.
Have you ever been cheated on before?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know, right? Not that I know
I
of
can't.
either. They probably cheated on me so many times, but they never openly admitted it, right? That's the important part, admitting to it.
Have you ever cheated?
That's what I was gonna ask you.
I asked you first.
Me.
The scratchy scratch.
No, not for a long time.
Okay.
Not for a long time. Yeah. Like you said, yeah, it's not cool to play with people. Like, it's either you into them or you're not.
Or you're not.
There's no in between. Like, oh, I'm with you when I want to be with you, and then whenever we're mad at each other, I go.
And that's the thing. So you get a little discouraged when you're mad or you're fighting. Like, I won't say like feelings change, but like you start seeing stuff differently. But that doesn't give you the okay.
And I feel like a lot of the problem comes back full circle. You said, like, us guys, we have to learn our lesson, and a lot of times
that's when
the cheating happened, and it's like, I'm trying to get something from you. We're trying to build this, but yeah, you're trying to teach me a lesson for whatever pettiness you're upset at, and I can't get what we have needs. We're human. We're a species. We like to do. The thing, and it's like you're depriving me of this for something so small, so little. And sure, point. Maybe it's one time. Maybe you're teaching me a lesson once, but if it becomes a everyday thing or every weekly thing, monthly thing, it's like
you're gonna want to find it somewhere else.
You're gonna go somewhere else who's not gonna give you a hard time.
So. You're right. Yeah, I can't even lie. Like, you got a point there. You do. See, and then now that I think about it, it's kind of harsh, like teaching you a lesson, but it's just kind of like, también like women, like I feel like women needs to put their foot down. Like I feel like they're just like, I don't know if they get comfortable or whatever the case might be, and they just need to kind of like also kind of know their role and all that. Like,
I don't know if the feminists are gonna like that.
Kind of, no, but like in a way, like, yo, you have a lot of power. Just don't let yourself get like, and I'm talking about like females that constantly get played. Like, you have a lot of power. Don't lower yourself or your expectation or everything else for like. Como hay tanta mujer en este mundo, también hay mucho hombre en este mundo.
There's a lot of fish in the sea, guys.
Yes. In
both male fishes, both female fishes.
Homo. Lo que tú quieras.
LGBTQX
LBGT.
Genderless.
LBGT, right?
Genderless fishes.
Pride Month.
Oh, is LGBT Pride Month this month?
Yeah.
June? Oh, nice.
So
this is going to be my favorite month then. I love talking about my LGBTQ community.
Yep. So congrats to you guys.
Yes, congrats. I don't know much about the history. I just know that in this world, you guys have a lot of trouble living, but like, who cares who you guys like, who we like?
As long as you guys are happy.
That's dead ass funny. Like, there's people in this world that are mad at people who like the same set. Like, how are you mad at somebody
else
for liking who they want to like? I would get it, like, if people who are gay, who are lesbian, whatever, etc., like, they just do like random shit in front of you. Like, they just start knocking on people's door and start fucking scissoring. Or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not even like that. They're just regular people.
The most I've seen is probably like them make out, but also like in their little communities. Like, when you go to, for example, when you went to the gay bar with me, it's like you're already like entering their field. Like let them breathe. Like, y cuánto gente, like a female and a guy, don't do a whole bunch of crazy shit.
I can't process that. Like, how you're lit. This people go march and make accounts and tweet about people that like the same sex or that they're transgender or all this. Like, how can that bother you?
They confuse a lot of things. They confuse the way things have been for years. They put in play the Bible. Like, I understand and I respect everything and everyone, pero también, like, don't make it your business to kind of like make somebody else's life miserable because you're miserable.
That's the insane part. They literally go out their way.
Big. Now,
Yo,
can I ask you
I'm
something?
flabbergasted. Yes.
I forgot what state I read. Que pusieron como que something about abortion. Like, how do you feel about abortion? Like, also, you see how, like, kind of telling the gay community, like, you can't be gay or you're not allowed to get married or this and this and that. Like, how do you feel as a guy for certain states to tell you that you can't get an abortion?
Wait, like, I'm a guy and
Yeah, you're just a guy,
for
like,
my woman to get an abortion?
no,
or
like in general, like for females, for somebody that's also tell you like
that you can't get an
that
abortion?
you can get an abortion. Like to tell, like, let's say, God forbid, but like somebody in your family, like, they're not allowed to get an abortion because they live in a state that prohibits them from getting an abortion.
That's kind of, I mean, I get it because, you know, the whole you're killing a life thing, but I don't know. That topic is always interesting to me because it's like, you know, how many months or week, whatever, is the baby. And it's like, even if the baby is like, dust, like it's still a life and, you know, you're killing it or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, if you get raped, I know we talked
And that's
about,
the thing,
it's
like different scenarios, like
you
there
know?
should be like different stuff into play. It shouldn't just be like, no, tú no puedes.
No, but I also get it. Like, even though you're raped, sorry, women, but it's like, it's not that baby's fault, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then I get it's like, I don't want to carry like my rapist's
Right,
baby.
right.
So that
trauma.
honestly, that whole thing is tricky, and at the same time, I feel like that should be like always up to
The woman.
the woman.
Right,
Yeah, at that
right.
point, like it shouldn't be like, oh, you can't get abortion,
Yeah.
or oh, you guys could get all the abortions you want. I feel like there should be a whole lot of steps to take, but every woman should be given the chance to
Make a decision.
Yeah. Also, if you're not raped, it's not like something like that, and it's just, you know.
I think we need to be a little more educated on like think about it. When were you introduced to like sex education in school?
Probably like a little bit in middle school, but mostly
right?
in high school.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of people at that age already start having, especially now, start having
kids,
sex without knowing. Like there's not somebody at home kind of telling you like, hey, this is, you know, a lot of households are different. Like, this is what you should be doing. And
so, do you think a guy has a say in the woman's abortion?
I think they should play a role.
Okay.
They should play a role.
Because it should be a mutual.
It takes two to have a kid.
It takes two, right? Even though the woman carries it for those 9 months, like,
it's also my seed. Like,
yeah, like for me personally, if I could carry the baby for 9 months, I would. But like,
I would love it.
that's not how things work. And I feel like if my partner like wants to have that, and I don't want to have that, we have to come to some kind of
agreement.
Yeah, she can't just do that on her own and without telling me.
That's another thing. A lot of females are spiteful as.
Yes. There's women that don't even tell the guy that they're pregnant. Like, what's that whole thing about? Do you know?
I don't. Selfishness. I think it's just people being selfish.
That's not
Por
fair.
todo lado. It's just the world we live in, unfortunately. But what can we do?
What can we do, guys?
Besides us enjoying doing Cama Lounge and this podcast, and you with the Super 4 bro, and me with something about Marielle, and trying to make it out there on the internet world and sensation and whatever.
We out there.
We out there. Everywhere, all platforms. How do you feel about like 11-year-olds or like even like teens becoming millionaires? Just out of like from like YouTube. Like I was watching they do the same thing you and Abby do, kind of just like play video games for living. They had a content mansion. No, not a mansion where they live at. A mansion just to like record. Go like do everything. and then just like chill there for a couple of months, record, stream, and then go back home like nothing. And if that's what it looks like, their content house, I can imagine what their house looks like. Like, it's insane. Like, these are the influencers and everything else that, you know, we revolved on. So how do you feel about that? Like,
honestly, that whole situation is gonna be interesting these next years and fucking centuries. It's like you have people who go get their bachelors, their masters, they get double masters, they get their doctors, their PhD, all these things, and like they're stuck making, let's say, like maybe at most 100 or 150K,
if you're lucky.
and they literally been working, hard their whole life, and then you have, let's say we make it. I'm not saying that we don't work hard,
and we're gonna make it.
but it's like, and
look at what it took.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, and then you see all these famous rappers, these mumble rappers, as people like to call
Mumble
them,
rappers.
or people who just get famous off the internet for doing like other stupid shit. And it's like they make money at the same time. We don't know what they done to get to that.
Right.
But it's like, that
The way we see it, it was just like,
as somebody who does a lot of work and doesn't really pay off, that's like a stab in the back.
right.
So,
and it's just like,
yeah, and then like now in this generation, like, we all trying to do the same thing. Everybody's trying to have their own business. Everybody's entrepreneurs. We're YouTubers, influencers. So it's gonna be tough, but.
and then they make it's crazy the amount of money they make. Like, why can't you just get like 20% of that and share the other 80% with the rest of the world? Like, it's insane. And we were talking in one of the episodes how, like, what was the first couple of things we saw when YouTube came out, and this and this and that. Like, if we would have just like thought of this,
done that from the beginning, right?
Bro. I mean, like, yeah, but like maybe it took for us to go through what we went through, to go to college, to work our ass off, to be mature enough to come and sit here and really work for this.
So.
For us to appreciate things like that. But it's just, it's crazy because it's like, and it's all ages. It's like 11-year-olds that can play better than you, me, and everybody else together. And they do this for a living. Like, they don't even need school. Do they even go to school? Do they go to school?
I ask myself that question all the time. It's really interesting. It's like, some people spend their whole life working hard, and some of them make it. Some of them, just continue just working hard. They get whatever they can get. And then you have people who get lucky or who work hard, and, their influences and etc. Yeah, it's just so much different.
And that
things.
word, like influencers, like, what are you really like influencing?
Yeah, are you really,
Like, some of them are just like probably more fucked up than we are, and we're fucking normal.
we're just entertained. That's what everything is now. You're entertained and you're bringing on views and revenue. You're just gonna keep getting money.
Yep.
I mean, with this podcast, at least, we're trying to hopefully inspire people, get people to think. We're not just.
And we're enjoying it.
We're not silly people.
Yeah, like I want you guys to know how much like we enjoy just sitting here and doing this. Like, it's more than just like to get the bag or to get out there. Like,
yeah, and this is just the beginning. We want to do more stuff. We want to help out our communities. We want to help the world. But we have to start somewhere.
Small. We have to start with us, and then, but definitely like giving back. Like, it's,
and a 9 to 5 doesn't usually always do it.
We still got to do the 9 to 5. Don't get us wrong. We're still doing the 9 to 5, but this is the after hours. Cama lounge. And stay tuned for the after hours, cause we got a lot of stuff coming.
With a lot of effort, some push, maybe a little bit of luck, and some views and subscribers.
Hello.
We can make it. We'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, but it's coming. I feel it.
Unstoppable.
I don't know why Kim Possible came to mind.
Kim Possible.
Yeah. Oh, that was.
Honestly, it wasn't Kim Possible. But were you a big fan of Kim Possible?
Not as huge. I just like the little ping ping ping. Yeah, but it wasn't all that. A lot of people like they were apparently into it, but more now. Like, I see that I'm like.
Did you? I wish Abby was here so I could ask you. Do you ever watch like cartoon porn?
I've seen the little ads for it, but I never like
Yeah,
clicked it. I'm like,
yeah, you
yo, people
never.
really get off on this?
Nah, like sometimes cartoons like female characters be like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait for Abby to come so he can help me. But some cartoon characters be looking good. Like what's her name from Family
Eh,
Guy? Lois.
oh, Lewis, yeah,
Lois
yeah.
be looking good.
Y la mamá de Dexter.
The Dexter. I don't remember how her mom
Dexter
looks.
Laboratory. She had like a little red hair, like. But even in the regular cartoon, like she had a big booty.
Or Misty from Pokemon, like.
Oh, the one with the red hair.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like anime shows, they be making the girls look mad good. Like they be having like
Really tight
yeah,
stuff. Yeah, 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 yeah. Es de
that's
maldad.
mad
They're like,
funny.
yo, así es que estamos comenzando. And then the after hours.
Mhm.
Do they draw their own like porn? No, people just do that, right?
Oh no, yeah, it would be yeah.
Okay, because I'm like,
that'd be
but you have
weird
to be a really good drawer for that.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Or I'm pretty sure there's a way like they just get an episode and then
And just like filter the shit out of that.
yeah, just generate some type of shit and then all the cartoons fuck each other. But yeah, that's the next topic for when Abby's here. That's gonna be a good one.
I know what I'm watching tonight.
There's gonna be boners all over the show. You know, also another thing like unwanted boners.
Like when you wake up.
When you wake up, like if you're on the bus, like let's say you're on the bus with like a whole bunch of old people or children. This is I hope I don't hit you. And there's like this one badass chick, and you're getting hard because you think like, and then everyone else is looking, and
everybody else notices it's not the bad chick.
It's just a bad situation all around. Like,
Ooh.
and I think I asked you this, you know, if you guys get random wetners or you know, but is it like if you get wet, like how do you get rid of it? And those situations, like when you're,
I don't think you do. Like it just
like I feel like females are lucky. Like
we could just wipe and that's it. It's gone.
You can't really, you know,
No, you can't
nothing's
really.
popping out.
Yeah, like you can't really like.
Has that ever happened to you? Like it see through your pants, though?
Oh no. Like if I have leggings but no panties on, maybe
Like,
possibly.
Have you ever like been with someone and like, you guys are like making out heavy in
Oh.
public, and then like you take a double look, like
Not in public, but yes, that has happened. Like,
shit.
oh shit, look at what you did.
That's mad funny.
No, it happens.
That's funny.
Especially if you are wetter.
So you just
Yo, what's up with that? With like females that are like super dry down there.
super. Thankfully, I haven't encountered that, so I'm not sure what
I
that's
don't want to go
about.
through menopause. I hear that happens a lot with like females that go through menopause.
If you have ever encountered someone with a dry vajayjay, contact us. Maybe we would like to have you on the show. You know, you could talk about your experience.
Oh, horrible experience. That's what it sounds like. But interesting.
Yes. So I'm sorry in advance that you had to go through that.
Not only do you have to buy a lot of condoms, you have to buy a lot of lube.
A lot of lube. How do you feel about
Lube?
Like, well, how do you feel about lube, and how do you feel about men using like saliva and stuff?
I don't.
At the moment, it's whatever.
No, yeah, you're not gonna go.
What if
Like imagine some shit like that,
what
bro.
if that happened to you?
No,
are you like oh no, wait, hold on, or you're
yeah.
just gonna let it rock? I think you're gonna let it rock.
Nah, bro, like you could be the most attractive motherfucker in the world, but después que tú haces de que esa.
And you do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Oh fuck!
That's nasty.
That's disgusting. Like you giving me phlegm, spit, and a whole bunch of fucking flu symptoms all over that shit. Like I don't want that.
Tuberculosis sex.
Well, you gotta be smooth with it if you're gonna do all that.
Okay. Would you prefer not to know, or? Like,
No, it doesn't bother me, but just don't.
Just don't go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
What if he makes the noise, but it's just regular saliva? Right? Is that okay?
For how many seconds are you going? No,
That's
no.
Yeah.
Like we think about the weirdest scenarios.
We do.
What do you feel like if a girl did that?
I mean, like if she, like to me, like she was about to perform oral, and my thing was kind of dry. She just goes. I don't know how would I feel about that. I don't know if I would be like, okay, that's different, or like, ew, like get that off me. That's funny.
That is funny.
I think I'm gonna do that.
See how Shorty reacts.
I'll let you guys know how that turns out.
Yo, that's funny. That's funny.
That is that.
Emma, we're gonna catch up next week.
Yes. We should.
Ni que tú tuviera una.
You guys watching at home, you guys should try it too.
Fill us in.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I would say this has been a decent episode, you know, with that Thought Our Guy Abby.
Episode 21?
Episode 21.
21.
We could drink now. Yeah, but I think we did a good job.
Yeah, we did. Jen, se me queda ahí.
Yes. That's not funny. Where can the catarros find you?
Hey, yache. Something about Marielle on all social media platforms.
Okay.
Where can coño?
You guys can find me. Last episode I said, "Bish, what?" And that's my
your gaming name.
That's my gaming name. So I apologize for that. You guys could find me at Jose _ that's MMMJOSE _ on Instagram. And you guys can also catch us at the Super Four Bros on Instagram and YouTube, where we play Warzone. We make funny content out there. So check that out. And
the full shop.
Don't forget, get your merch. Some summer merch coming soon.
Ooh.
So check that out. Some promo codes too, some discounts. Check us out at the Patreon. We got some exclusive stuff out there that you can't see anywhere else. And yeah, follow the show at Cama Lounge everywhere. We everywhere.
TikTok.
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching, and we see you guys next time. Abby, we missed you.
Bye.